Okay. Bye. Bye-bye, baby. Alright, here we go. Try number 3. A little after 7 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday, March 31st, the year of our Lord 2021. I have been fighting with the audio on this GoPro. For 3 years, 2 years. I really think I'm wearing out the port in the GoPro from letting the mic adapter just kind of hang there on my last setup, and then, you know, riding 80 miles an hour. And the way the fairing was on my road glide, I'm 100% convinced too on that piece that it was pushing air directly in the direction of that housing, so, or that whole rig. So I may end up needing to get a new one, which I'm not really excited about, because I really wanted to put, I wanted to put more of that kind of expendable income into the motorcycle, not the motorblock setup. Hey! Hey, boy! My wife's taking my grandson to the daycare. This is also the first time that I'm attempting the microphone behind the cheek pad. I'm using the purple Panda mic. I've seen a whole lot of people using that thing, so we're giving it a go. The Continental GT650, I love the bike overall, and now it's been a little over 2 weeks, and I'm sorry, a little over a week. We're at 10 days. I've got right at 300 miles on it. Some of the things that people have talked about on YouTube, or that I don't know if I agree with yet, are the squishy shocks and the brakes. You know, some people are saying that, hey, you know, we need to, we'd like the suspension a little stiffer. I'm not really feeling that problem. Maybe because I've been riding cruisers for the last 20 years, I don't really feel, I don't know, cruiser suspension in my opinion is already pretty soft, especially on the bagger. This by comparison, this feels, you know, right out of the gate a lot stiffer. Yeah, I don't personally have a problem with the suspension. Now, I did watch Tech Bike Parts last night. And they showed a picture, I don't know, I think the video was from 2 years ago, but they showed a picture of a lowering shock set for the rear, and they had it on a GT650 that one of their customers bought from me. It was a still image, and man, that looked really good. So I may look at something like that. That one is not going to be something that I do, you know, first, but something I might look at later. I'm still having a little trouble figuring out what I want to do with the exhaust. I'm watching so many videos, and sure, sound is, everybody wants a cool sounding motorcycle, right? Nobody wants the quietest thing in the world. Maybe they do, but so sound isn't going to be the only factor, but I want it to sound cool. S&S, a little pricey, $600 something, you know, for that kit, just for slip-ons. The Tech Bike Parts 2-in-1 system actually looks pretty cool, sounds pretty good. The whole system weighs less than one of these silencers, so I mean, there's a plus there. So not only do you have a more free flow exhaust system, but you also have a lot less weight on the bike. One of the other complaints from some folks were the braking. They felt like the brakes needed to be upgraded, the pads at least. Some people went, you know, all out and got the nicer calipers on there as well. I don't really have a problem with braking. It feels really solid to me, as is. Will that be something I upgrade in the future? Maybe. So this guy on my left, one of the things that I do have an issue with, that a lot of people, as I'm reading on the internet, I'm finding a lot of people have the same problem, is false neutral. Mine only happens between 5th and 6th, but it's not only annoying, but it sounds like it's pretty dangerous. You know, you're cruising along, you know about how much gas you want to give it. You go to switch from 5th to 6th, you let off the clutch and you rev it, and it's just free revving, and yeah, it doesn't sound very healthy. From what I understand, that tends to clear itself up over time. That's a little bit open. Alright, so gearing. Some people have expressed concern over wanting taller gears on this motorcycle, and boy, I definitely could feel it in 6th gear. I don't know about 5th gear, but 6th gear definitely feels like, you know, 60 miles an hour, 4,000 RPM. Some people might think, oh, 4,000 RPMs is low, but remember, I'm coming from a cruiser, so 4,000 RPMs just seems high. I could be completely wrong. You know, like, I don't have, you know, much experience on these little bikes like this, sport bikes or cafe racers or, you know, whatever. So 4,000 might be, oh, that's fine for 6th gear. I just don't know, but I do sometimes wish it was a little taller. I did go on the freeway with it on Saturday night. I wanted to avoid the freeway. I'm not scared of the freeway, obviously. I've been on thousands and thousands of miles of freeway, but I'm still in the riding in period. I'm still trying to break it in, and while I may or may not be following it, you know, to a great degree, I don't want to push it, if that makes any sense. I mean, the bike's brand spanking new. I've got 300 miles on it. You know, as of Saturday night, I had, what, 200 something miles on it, so I didn't want to get too crazy. I think maybe the riding in limits are a little bit on the low side, but I'm not an engineer, so I could be completely wrong. Another mod I'm thinking about is a fatter tire for the rear, because these bikes aren't super common yet in the US. I don't know what I can get away with. There's not a lot of information out there for us Yankees, and I'm not seeing a lot of the British folks putting the fatter tires on. I was watching Tech Bike Parts last night. He had a 140 on at some point on his Interceptor, and he said he might go back down to 130. But then I watched a video from a guy in India that had a 150 on his motorcycle, and already had 5,000 kilometers on it, so it didn't seem like it was a problem. Not only for grip, but just the look. I like fatter tires on motorcycles in the rear. What can you say? It is what it is. Anyway, but I don't know what I don't know if that 150, like what that looks like as far as clearance on the swing arm. The guy that I was watching from India appeared to have the same swing arm. You know, didn't have an aftermarket, but I don't want to push it if it's not safe. I don't want to get into a situation where I feel like I have to change the swing arm out for it, but, well, not yet. I mean, maybe down the road, depending on where we're going with it. But yeah, there's just not a lot out there to know what I can get away with. There's not even, like, I mean, Facebook, love it or hate it, there's not even like a big group of Royal Enfield riders on Facebook. So it's not even like I'm in a Jeep group. I'm in a couple other groups for you know, being a musician and some other things. Well, want to be a musician, I guess. And it's good to throw some basic questions out. Everybody will give you their 2 cents. You always get the assholes. There's such a thing as Google. It's like, I know, fucktard, but I joined this group so I can interact with other people with experiences. Anyway, I'm cutting through here. I think that's gonna do it for this footage, unless the audio doesn't work and I have to record again later, maybe. We'll see you back inside to wrap this video up. Thanks for coming along on this commute with me. We'll see you later. Now that I've roasted at this light for the last several minutes. Good God, man. That's a bad thing about busy intersections. The main road's always going to get just a buttload of time. Anyway, work day is over. Assuming this audio is good when we get home, we're going to call that a wrap. You know what? I didn't even make sure that this GoPro lens was wiped off before I started recording. In this case, I don't have a way. To put the lens cover on. You're not supposed to go over 4,000 RPMs during the riding end period. I have never gone over 4,000 RPMs during the riding end period. Ever seen Dead Mall? This mall literally has like 2 stores left in it. The rest of it's completely shut down. I don't know if they're going to demolish it or what the hell they're doing. From what I understand, it used to be a happening mall. Now maybe I'm showing my age here, but I am a fan of malls. Ours is still pretty happening. I like going to it. I mean, that was definitely a big thing in the 80s and 90s, right? Maybe even earlier. I was born in the mid-70s, but I don't remember much of it. I don't know where people are shopping if they're not shopping at malls. I really don't. Mostly because I don't go shopping, so why would I know that? I'm literally the cheapest bastard in Tampa, I think. I'll see things I like, maybe in an Instagram ad or something, or I'll see somebody promoting something and I'll be, oh, let's go check it out. And it's like, oh, you want $40 for a shirt? Nah, I'm good. I went to Walmart last week. So, okay, let me back up. So earlier in March, we decided we wanted to get out of town for the weekend. My family, we haven't done a whole lot of like family trips, really, like trips. We do things as a family, but going out of town isn't something that we've really done a whole lot. We decided, hey, let's get out of town. We just went over to Daytona. It's like a 3-hour drive. I didn't have swim trunks since I'm a fat bastard now. I didn't have anything that fit, so my wife went and bought me swim trunks and then a plain black Fruit of the Loom t-shirt from Walmart for like $4.76, right? And that t-shirt fit so well, I told her, I said, man, I really like the shirt. She told me, oh, you can get more at Walmart, they're $4. I literally went 3 days ago. I bought 4 t-shirts at $4.76 each. I'm totally content with that. Totally fine with it. I mean, I say that as I sit on a motorcycle that is completely unnecessary, right? Shooting videos with cameras that are completely unnecessary. I guess you pick your battles, right? I don't even know how the fuck I got off on that. Oh, because I don't shop. That's right. I mean, I go specifically for things. I have the cheapest wardrobe. Oh, here's a bad one, right? So, I was fat before, and I lost a bunch of weight in 2016, and I kept it off all the way until part of 2019 is when I started gaining a little bit back. But I kept it off that whole time, man. It felt great. When I got down to my target weight back in 2016, I bought all new underwear. I'm still wearing those underwear. I'm too fucking cheap to go get new ones. I don't know why I'm laughing about that. It's kind of embarrassing, but at the same time, it's like, I can stretch this elastic out just a little bit more. I was wearing the same undershirts too. You know, I wear white V-neck undershirts under these polos that I wear for work, whatever. But that was a little bit too long. It was a little bit too tight. I felt like fat guy in a little coat on those. So I did get new ones when I restarted back to work. The shoes I'm wearing, they are kind of dress shoes, and I feel bad that I'm shifting gears and shit in them. But at the same time, my last job before I came back to work here was in a warehouse. I was a warehouse manager, and they bought me shoes. Shoes for Crews is a website where you get shoes for your employees. They have to be non-slip, blah blah blah. But even though they're kind of nice, they didn't cost me anything. So I'm not, I don't know. I could make them last longer, but whatever. I don't feel like packing shoes. I'm already carrying a backpack now, which is something I've never had to do. Well, I haven't had to do in a long time. Hell, even in my sports shirt, I had a sissy bar on that sports shirt, but it didn't have a pad on it. If I did carry a passenger, I would bungee cord a flannel shirt to it and say, here you go. Instead, I put that sissy bar on there for the sole purpose of being able to bungee a backpack to it, because I didn't want to carry that dumb shit on my back. Well, now I'm in the spot where I'm pretty much carrying that dumb shit on my back. But I don't want to pack it full of shoes and pants and whatever, so I just wear what I wear to work, and that's why I'm in a polo and dress slacks and then these kind of nice shoes. I don't know.
Beep beep.